Well, hello.
Hey, everybody.
We are back again. At the moment, it is Wednesday evening, early evening,
Yep,
and we are headed north on Interstate 71 slash 75
yep. Because we're on the combo right now.
in northern Kentucky, headed into Cincinnati. Uh, Thought we would shoot a video to maybe, hopefully, get to see one of our favorite cityscapes in the entire country coming into Cincinnati. But it may get dark, so I'm not really for sure you'll be able to see anything.
It's getting
You
getting
know,
dark earlier. Sure
it's
does
uh,
stink
it's
sometimes.
about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun will be down in 10 minutes, and at least that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like, did the sun always go down this early, or is this just something new? With Because it seems like this year is just ridiculously crazy with the sun going
Really,
down.
I always say this time of the year. I actually, we always talk about the with other drivers, who's the nighttime driver, who's the daytime driver, and for our schedule, it depends on what time of the year it is.
Right,
Because like right now, I drive more at night than you
right,
drive at night. But in the
right.
summertime, it's the other way around because we
Yeah.
do a 2 to 2 shift, kind of 1 to 2 shift, 1 to 2 shift. So like right now, it starts getting dark, 5 o'clock at night, and I'm driving until 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
I've got
the sun will actually be down, I think, before 5 o'clock tonight. So we're headed for that December 21st, the day when
starts getting light
happiness
out
starts to come
longer.
back. Uh, so, but anyway, we are actually uh, did something we don't do that often this morning. We actually picked up where we dropped off.
Yep,
Um,
that was so quick. It's so easy. It's so nice.
yeah, we were in and out in about a half an hour. Um, just so happens we got a load right out of the shipper receiver, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah,
We
and I
went
was
to.
laughing because the girl there, she was just like, "I'm so sorry. It took me so long for paperwork," and it's just like, that's all right. It didn't take you very long at all
Right.
compared to some places.
So we are headed to Ohio, which is awesome because we unloaded in Alabama, northern Alabama, this morning, and we were not really for certain what was going to happen.
When we got
Uh,
to Alabama, well, it
yeah,
was the other day.
before we got this load, um, but yeah, the got a phone call from our agent with the load we were on, and he said, "Hey, would you be interested in taking a load to Ohio?" And I'm like, "Yes, I would be very interested in
Jim
that."
really hesitated a really long time about that.
Yes.
It took him, he's just like, I don't know. He had all to, no, he didn't. It was just
No.
like, yep, we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Didn't ask pay, didn't ask
No,
anything.
didn't even want to know how much it paid. I figured it was just one of those things of like, "Oh, here's the load.
We'll just
Please
drop in
take
your
it."
laps and you can head. Well, that answered our question about when to go home, too, because
Right.
we were kind of not sure what we were going to do.
Yeah, we were originally thought maybe we would stay out over the weekend, but no, we're 100 miles from the house, so we're going home. So,
True story.
so anyway, we're headed up here tonight. We're gonna go up probably into Ohio somewhere, maybe up south of Columbus, someplace. We're gonna try to find a place to park and stay all night. Um, we originally were planning on getting up here a little bit earlier, but we got stuck in traffic for what, a half an hour?
Yeah, right where 71 comes off at 265, right? That was just
Yes.
north of
Yeah,
that.
just north of Louisville.
Yeah, that
And,
was a mess. We were stopped for
right.
about 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
seemed a lot longer than that, but
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I don't know
So
what happened because once traffic let go, it just went. And it
because
was construction too.
the bad thing about this time of night is trying to find a place to park because now all the truck stops are starting to get crowded. The plan is we'll find some place, whether either in a rest area or a truck stop somewhere along the way, and then I'll get up and drive in the last 100 or so miles in the morning.
Yeah, because
Um,
they're going to be closed here in a little bit. And
yeah.
we've still got 200 and some miles to go.
Yeah. What have we got? How many?
250, 253.
250 to go. So Judy will drive another 100, maybe 150. I don't know.
However far it is up there, wherever we're going to
Because
find a place.
we're to the point now where it is, what is it, 4 o'clock?
Yeah, it's actually 4:45 right now.
Quarter till 5. So
Eastern time, that is. It's
the truck stops are filling up, and so we'll find something. The wonderful thing about our truck is you can usually find something someplace. Um, The big trucks, well, they park creatively wherever they can find a spot. We do not. Stay in your lane there, little car. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we'll find some place to park, um, whether that's in a rest area or a convenient truck stop someplace.
Yeah. We were going to talk about the last time we were home. I mean, we
Yeah, this this
just
is
counting
one.
the days we've been home and we haven't been home.
Yeah, this is one of the. Well, let me tell you what we did. The last
Here we
time
go.
we were actually home was back at the end of July, beginning of August. For any length of time, we were home for over a week at that time. So we came out, we ran all the way through August, all the way through September. We ran up to the end of September. And I know I keep talking about a video that I'm going to put out that tells us about swapping trucks, and I will do that eventually, maybe. But anyway, we'll tell you about that right now. We changed trucks. Um, our owner had another truck, which is basically a carbon copy of the one we were in, but with 130,000 fewer miles on it. And so we actually changed trucks. That was right at the end of September into the first part of October. It took us 3 hard days of
Hard labor.
moving everything. Because not only did we have to move everything from our truck into this truck, we had to move everything that was in the other truck, which is now this truck. I know it's confusing. Back into our old truck. Complicated by the fact that we have 2 fewer toolboxes on this truck.
Yep. Jim had to do some fancy thinking of
Yeah.
where to put
If
stuff.
if you're watching, John, I'd really like to have those toolboxes. Thank you very much. Anyway, so we had to sort of cram everything around. We had a lot of stuff in the back of the truck that we didn't have in the back of the truck before, because we just had to have someplace to put all that stuff. We carry a lot of excess things. One of these days, I've often thought about doing a video where I just get out and pull everything out of the toolboxes and just stack it up on the sidewalk, and you would just be shocked at the amount of useless things that we carry around and have carried
And
around
some of them are very useful.
for like 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we carry, various things, tools, cooking appliances, blankets, extra straps,
Oh,
extra
can't
stuff.
forget our chairs. We got to
Our
carry
lawn
those around.
chairs, yes, very important stuff. I think there's a yoga mat back there. I don't know. So anyway, we took care of that, and then we had to go. We had to take the new truck up to Fort Wayne and have a 120-day inspection done, and we had some work done on the box of the truck underneath on the frame. We had that beefed up somewhat, and then we came back down, finalized getting everything swapped, and then we went home on a Thursday afternoon, and we're home. And we ran down to Columbus to see my daughter and grandson. We came back up. We went to church. We did all this stuff.
And we did a funeral in there somewhere too.
Yeah, I think there was a funeral in there. And then we left Sunday afternoon and went back out on the road. So within going back to August, I think 8th, we have been home for a grand total of 3.5 days. And here it is, November 15th. So we will probably be home tomorrow or possibly Friday. Just depends on when we get unloaded in the morning and what we have to do in the meantime. We've got a couple things we got to take care of on the truck. I've got to get the truck greased, and I've got to get the oil changed in the generator, which I can do myself if the weather's nice. Like today, it would be perfect. It was like 75 degrees.
Yeah,
and
I was
sunny.
talking to Kate. She said it was about 60 some at home.
Yeah, so it'll be like 20 for the rest of the week.
Yeah,
rest of the time
she's
we're
still
home.
in set because she's in Columbus, so she's still a little south of
So
of us.
we got to take care of that. But yeah, that's one of the, I wouldn't want to say longer times that we've been out, because I know we have been out straight before for 4 months, I think, when we were doing our dedicated run back during the COVID era. And
Yeah, I think we took a couple weekends and went home during that.
yeah, and we've also, I know when we first started, we stayed out a little bit longer. Interesting story. When we first started, the company we drove for basically said, "Oh, here's how it works. You stay out for 3 weeks and then you go home for a week. And then you stay out for 3 weeks and you go home for a week." Well, we quickly realized that we don't get a paycheck when we go home for a week.
That was going to work with our budget.
And with 3 paychecks and not having one, it didn't really work. So we sort of got in the habit of staying out for 2 months, usually a couple, 8 weeks or so. And then we go home for a week or maybe a week and a half, or two. And then when we got our truck, whatever reason, it's 90 miles from Columbus basically to our house. We got in the habit of, there was a certain load that we knew that we could get that came out of Louisville every week and went to Columbus. And we would work ourselves so that we were in Louisville to pick that load up on Friday or Thursday night, I guess. And we would, about 3 o'clock in the morning, deliver up in Columbus. And then we would go home. And it just so happened for a long time there was a load that picked up Monday evening in Columbus and went to Louisville or Memphis. And can't tell you the times that was how our weeks ended. So we actually got home a lot, but we were only home for the weekend. Though we would be there from like Friday morning till actually Monday afternoon, because the load in Columbus didn't pick up till like 6 o'clock in the evening. We didn't have to leave the house till like 2:30 or 3. But that's how we used to do it. Not so much anymore.
And even back in with our other carrier, it didn't work that way all the time.
No.
Towards the time that we were there.
But we would usually stay out for 3 or 4 weeks, and then we would manage to get that and go home. So I don't know. I don't mind staying out.
This year we've been home a lot,
Yeah.
so it was a long stretch for this time because we kind of have been spoiled this year where we haven't been.
Right, just a combination of unfortunate events earlier in the year, but hopefully we're back on track now, I guess. I think we've made more in the last 3 months than we have for the rest of the year, so it's sort of sad.
Trying to play catch up, that's our problem right now. Yeah.
This will be by far our lowest grossing year in the truck.
And that's to no fault of the carriers or the freight or whatever.
That
is just our decisions to be home as much as we have.
Things we needed to be home for. Unfortunately, a lot of those were funerals or people sick, or it just seems like we could not get on track. Well, we didn't even do our first load till February.
Yeah. Well, we can't say it was all that because we went home and spent a week with Jetty up at Pope Bay too.
Yeah, we did. We took off a week in the summer and spent it with our grandson. It's going to be like a yearly thing we're going to try to do every year. So I don't know, but it seems like we have been very fortunately blessed that we've been able to keep running. The freight has been decent for us. We've taken some loads that I normally might not have taken last year or in years past, but it just seems like it's worked out because we have taken a couple loads that really did not pay the greatest, and I gritted my teeth.
Crazy parts of the area,
and just went places we normally wouldn't go, and then just like that, we got a load that led into another load that led into another really good load, and because we've been
sometimes
up to.
You got to go with the average versus the.
Well, we went to the big freight hotspot of Fargo, North Dakota.
Yep.
And where else did we go? The middle of nowhere, Missouri.
Yeah.
But both of those loads led into other loads, and we did okay. So, but anyway, hopefully you all can still see what's going on. We are.
Sorry, of course we decided to start videoing this in the middle of rush hour in Cincinnati.
So, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what it's like driving out here with all of these professionals.
You did say that earlier. You're like, we're going to hit Cincinnati right at rush hour.
Yeah. So, but you got stop traffic. Yay! So now for the next 10 minutes, you'll see the back of this truck in front of us.
Yeah, we haven't even got over the hill yet. Jeez.
No,
I thought we were starting this at good timing.
we're getting close.
Yep, we see the steep downgrade sign right there on the bridge, which you guys probably
Yeah.
can't see yet.
So anyway, this Interstate 75 and 71 are run concurrently. There's a big word for you. From just south of Cincinnati up into over the bridge. You cross the Brent Spence Bridge into Cincinnati, and 71 immediately splits off to the right. 75 continues on northward. We're going to take 71, so we'll.
Which means I'll have to get over a lane here.
Yeah, you just got to be in the right lanes. So, but we wanted you to see Cincinnati. Hopefully, it'll be pretty. It's beautiful, gorgeous at night. It is by far, I think, the
One
prettiest,
of the coolest cities to drive through at night.
cityscapes, like I said, that we see driving into. I mean, Vegas is pretty neat.
I was gonna say we're not biased. We're from Ohio.
No, there are some ones out here that are just gorgeous to drive into at night. Parts of LA, Indio, driving in that way. Like I said, Vegas is pretty spectacular at night. In Vegas, you're driving along in the middle of a desert. There are no lights anywhere, period. You come over a hill and there's Vegas. Bright lights and everything. So, and I mean, it's just like snapping your fingers and you're there. For Cincinnati, you're going through northern Kentucky, Covington, Newport. And so there's, all kinds of stuff around. But it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, what I tell you, it's been quite a while since we've been up through here, this direction.
Right.
Isn't it? I don't even remember the last time.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been this way. We just usually just don't take freight to Ohio much.
There's a reason. So no matter what carrier you drive for, it's like, they know you're from Ohio, let's not give them a load that way.
Right.
But we're very thankful for the agent who cut this load for us.
Yep.
It was awesome. We didn't even ask. It just kind of was like, how would you like to go to Ohio?
Well, yeah, let me think about that. Oh, twist my arm. I don't know.
And now on the plus side of us being home this week is that you get to watch 2 Ohio State football games.
Yes, I do. Get to watch the game Saturday, and then the big game of Saturday after Thanksgiving against the team up north. That we will remain unmentioned. But yeah, that's exciting. So I will have my my recliner, and with your Judy's dad, and we will sit in there and watch the game and yell and scream and throw things, and people will leave us alone.
Hopefully there won't be any yelling and screaming except for happy yelling.
It'll be excited yelling. That's what it'll be. So anyway, stay in your lane, buddy. So anyway, we're coming down the hill. You'll see Cincinnati coming up here in just a moment or so. I've been down this hill literally hundreds of times in my life. I used to go with my dad. Always look forward to coming this way when we come back. Yep, get the Jake brake on there, Jude. And here we come.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
It's like a bunch of Legos all thrown in there.
Yeah, it is. Now you can see it. Hopefully you can see it. It's really pretty in person. It's really neat. Right? We called it at like the perfect time. The city is all illuminated with the sunshine and everything. And of course it's dark back this way.
Yeah, the sun's kind of going down behind us.
So anyway, we hope wherever you're at, you have a great Thanksgiving. Maybe get to spend it with some families. Hopefully, if you're on the road, you find some place to eat. We ate at a Cracker Barrel one time with total strangers. Turned out to be a wonderful meal.
Yep, that was cool.
So
we've spent a few Thanksgivings out on the road.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is one holiday we really haven't been home for all the time. I think I counted it up a couple years ago. It's like half of Thanksgivings we've been home, half we spent on the road. This was my parents' holiday. And so, of course, they're gone now, so we never really spent it too much at your mom and dad's.
Yeah.
So that was Christmas and Easter we spent at your mom and dad's. So here we come.
Now we try to get home when we can.
Yeah, we do.
And all of our kids are going to be home for Thanksgiving, and then my nieces and nephews and everybody.
Right.
We'll all gather at my mom and dad's house, and we are so fortunate to have all those family members that we can spend time with.
Right.
Get to laugh and enjoy time.
So we're getting ready to cross the Brent Spence Bridge.
Ohio
It's a
River.
double-decker bridge. And going northbound, we have the under deck, and of course southbound has the top deck. And you can see a little bit. There's a football stadium as we come into Cincinnati. I don't know what they call it now. It used to be Paul Brown Stadium. I'm sure they have somebody ponied up some money for the naming rights, I'm sure. But it's over there.
Now, when we get to the middle of the river, technically I'll say OH.
Yeah, so
The sign doesn't happen until later.
does it right up there? Tells you signs.
And when our kids are little, we'd say, we're almost in Ohio.
Almost.
Where's the Bengals?
Now we're in Ohio.
Symbol over there.
Yeah.
I don't know what they can see.
They're sort of getting part of it. I think they're going to miss the stadium unless I move the camera here. Let's see. Well, now you can see the windshield. So there's the stadium. That's where the Bengals play. Beautiful stadium. And then if you get on down a little ways, you can see where the Reds play. And Great American Ballpark, unless they've renamed it, which they may have. You can't hardly see it. It used to be Riverfront Stadium, and that's the stadium that was here when I was growing up. When I was a kid, I came to several Reds games when I was growing up, actually quite a few Reds games. And it's set up here, but they tore it down, built a new one, bigger, better, I guess. Never been to this one. Last time we were at a ball game was in July of 1990.
Yep, when Kira was little.
Yeah, and the last time the Reds won the World Series.
Yep.
Been a while. So,
That was awesome.
So I guess we'll wrap this one up as we're almost through. We'll go through the tunnel. There's a tunnel in downtown Cincinnati. There's Great American Ballpark right there.
We go.
You can sort of see it. That used to be called Riverfront Coliseum right there. Some good things and bad things happen there. We'll just leave it at that. Those of you from Ohio know exactly what I'm talking about. So here comes the tunnel.
Ohio will know it now.
Yeah, there's the
dark
tunnel, quote unquote tunnel.
Remove your sunglasses.
Take your
Keep
sunglasses
hands and
off.
feet inside at all times.
Well, all right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the trip. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful and joyous Thanksgiving, and we'll catch you in the next video.
All right. So long, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Good night.